All right, we are back with another pick'em video, and today we're going to talk about the NBA, and it's only a 3-game slate, and it's not the best 3-game slate in the world. So typically, we break down 4 or 5 plays. Today, we'll probably only break down 2 or 3 plays, so probably a shorter video. And there's also huge injury implications for today. Is Giannis going to play? Is Zach LaVine going to play? Is Lauri Markkanen going to play? Just to name a few of these big guys. It's definitely going to be a lighter day for me, but I am seeing some value in some guys. Again, going to talk about 2 or 3 plays, the market values, the hit rates, the matchups for all these guys like we typically do. And I did want to point out Thursday Night Football might be where the money's made tonight. I do like that game in terms of betting. And I don't know if I'll get around to a video. I might, leave a pinned comment with 1 or 2 plays down there. But for sure we're going to be talking about it in our Discord community. So if you want to join that, like-minded people, we're not robots here, just normal dudes putting our brains together, bouncing ideas off each other, people sharing their own slips. Obviously, you get access to my slips. You can use the link in the description down below. It's a Dub Club link. Just make sure to sign up through Dub Club and then link your Dub Club account to your Discord account, and that will give you the automatic access. But yeah, pretty solid day yesterday, 3 and 5. We missed Jaden Ivey on a hook. I'll show that slip in a second. Again, super transparent over here. We're in a lull for sure to start November. We had a great October, especially when NBA started. And now this little lull is hitting, but we're going to break out of it at some point. I've been here before, and super confident in the plays from today, even though we're going lighter in the NBA. And again, a couple hockey plays I'm liking, and of course, Thursday Night Football. But if you're new around here, definitely go ahead and subscribe. Leave the video a like, comment something down below, and let's just jump right into it. All right, so jumping into the play from yesterday, this was exactly the play. We had Rozier. Crushed his line. Drew Holiday, again, my last 5 Warriors probably hated that one, but he absolutely crushed that 17 RA. And then Sabonis, 20.5 rebounds and assists. He also crushed that. Our 2 misses were Jaden Ivey. Halfway through the fourth quarter, he picked up his 5th assist. That was a great game. Detroit and Charlotte, not 2 big names, but in terms of basketball-wise, pretty solid game and entertaining one to watch. And then D'Lo was the Goblin play that we talked about. I liked it at 5.0. They took that away, and so I went with the Goblin, and he didn't get there, unfortunately. No AD, definitely a big factor in that one. But yeah, LeBron game overall, and the Lakers end up getting crushed by Memphis. So that's the slip from yesterday. Again, transparency is key over here. That's why I'm going to show this screen as well. Obviously, October, we had a great October, end up hitting a 58.7% hit rate in the NBA, but November's been pretty horrible, not going to lie. 23 and 30, 42% hit rate. That will turn around. Our season record for NBA individual play is 96 and 80. I'd like to have this over 55%, so we'll break out of this at some point. Tonight might not be the night just because I'm not going to go too heavy in the NBA, but the hot streak's coming, and again, transparency is key over here. I'm not going to pretend like I win every single day. But let's jump into the first play over on PrizePicks. A lot of these are going to be available. They're all going to be available on PrizePicks, but I actually submitted this play over on Underdog just because one of the plays was at 18.5 and it was at 18 over on Underdog, so that's why I took advantage of that value. But again, if you're only here for PrizePicks, if you're only on PrizePicks, they'll all be available. But if you want to check it out for a better value, definitely check out Underdog. They've been awesome with us. They're giving us a discount later on today, but they also give us boosts every single day, which has been pretty awesome. So if you want to use Underdog, if you're not on Underdog, it's code RichPicks when signing up. Same thing for PrizePicks. And Underdog's going to give you a $1,000 deposit match if you want to go big or go home on that one. But you could also just put $50 in. They'll match your 50 and you'll start with $100. So that's all the housekeeping. Let's just jump into the plays. All right, so the first play here is going to be Nikola Vucevic, and this is the play that was a little bit better value over on Underdog. So it's 20.0 points and assists over on PrizePicks, but on Underdog it's 19.5. So again, you always want to be shopping here. That's why you want to be on multiple DFS platforms or betting platforms, just because if you like a line, you might as well check the other ones, and if there's better value, you might want to take it over there. So again, I took this over here. 19.5 is obviously a little bit better value than 20.0. But if you're only on PrizePicks and you're just stubborn about not getting off PrizePicks, obviously you could take this here. If he gets 20 exactly, we cash over on Underdog, and you guys just push. It's not going to hurt you too much. But let's take a look at Vucevic. Obviously, Zach LaVine is going to be the big question mark here. Is he going to play? Lonzo remains out. And if Zach LaVine plays, if he doesn't play, it hasn't really mattered because Vucevic has been crushing this line. 88% of games so far this year he's gone over. Yes, he's crept over a few of these games, and he's crushed this line a few of these games. And I do want to point out that his minutes have been very consistent. He's, the Bulls are one of those teams that they play their guys. They'll play him 35, 38 minutes. They don't really care. And Vucevic getting a little bit older, he's still getting those consistent minutes. You see the blowout here, 20-point blowout. He still ended up getting 25 minutes in that one and still had a 17 points and assists there. So Really like what I'm seeing from Vucevic, one of those very, very consistent guys. Dating back to last year, he was able to crush this line a decent amount, 62% of the time, and that's with DeMar DeRozan on the team and Zach LaVine on that team a decent amount. So if Zach LaVine doesn't play, I think that's going to be a little bit of a boost here for Vucevic. Hopefully no blowout here going up against Minnesota, who's been obviously a great defense last year. This year, not as good. And again, overall, you'll see the points allowed red, assists allowed more middle of the road. But to centers, you might think Gobert's down there, Randall's down there. No, it's been pretty solid for points in the paint for centers, or just points in general. And Vucevic is one of those guys that can take it outside the paint and knock down the three a few times. 27th in points, that's pretty low, almost dead last in the NBA. And then 22nd allowed in assists. Vucevic is a guy that can definitely get some assists as well. So really like what I'm seeing from Vucevic, really liking the matchup here against Minnesota. And not just the numbers saying here, these is dating back to last year when I would say they were a better defensive team, Minnesota was. And he went over easily in both those games, 24-2 and 19-6. So Zach LaVine playing or not, I don't think is going to matter for Vucevic all too much. That might matter more for like Kobe White or something like that. But yeah, I hope this one stays close. It is an 8.5 point spread, but the Bulls are home here. So if I had to lean on terms of like the spread of this game, I'd probably do Chicago play the 8.5 points. Not going to say they're going to win this game. They did win both games last year, but I do like the potential here for this one to stay relatively close and Vucevic to be able to get this line over. And by the way, this is a data app called Outlier. I use it each and every day. You can check it out for a free week. Use my link in the description down below. If you use my link and you sign up for the free week, I'll also give you a free week of the Discord too, so win-win situation there. Just make sure you comment down below so I can know to try to get in touch with you so I can give you that free week. But yeah, Outlier is obviously awesome. While we're still on it, I do want to point out 24 minutes is the low from him last year, and Vucevic, a guy that very consistent with the minutes, definitely going to get at least 30 minutes here unless a huge blowout happens. But if he starts creeping into the 32 range, 33 range, you can see the hit rate from last year getting higher and higher, and we don't even have to talk about the hit rate from this year just because it's been obviously super good, 7 of 8 games. But we want to talk about market value too. It's not just what I'm seeing in terms of hit rate, in terms of the matchup. The books are also liking this over 19.5. Again, that's what we took it over on Underdog. That's where the value is. 53.61% chance to hit. Obviously, PrizePicks is already at 20. A couple of these other books that are still at 19.5. Very heavily favoring the over. How about Caesars at minus 157? So that's also something we want to look at. And then over on the projection model, they like all of Vucevic's overs. If you want to go to his rebounds, assists, his PRA, he's been rebounding pretty well this year. Doesn't rebound really well historically against Minnesota. That's kind of why I went with the points and assists. But yeah, they like everything over 20.14 on a 19.5 line. We're going to be pretty good there, and everything kind of pointing in the right direction for Vucevic. So that's going to be the first play. Again, I took it over on Underdog. If you want to take it on PrizePicks, you can do that. But if you're not on Underdog, definitely check it out. Use code RichPicks when signing up, get that deposit match, and you're also going to get a free month of my Discord. So definitely a solid day to get on Underdog. If you haven't been on it, it's a really, really good app. All right, so moving along to our second play here. It's going to be Julius Randle over 27.5 points and rebounds. And I'm definitely rolling the dice here, hoping this game stays close because this is in the same game. But these are two guys that definitely get the minutes, two bigger guys, and really liking the matchup areas for both these guys. So again, blowouts can happen in the NBA. It does happen all the time. So that could totally spoil this slip. But if it stays close, I'm really liking the potential for both these guys. So let's take a look at Julius Randle. So Julius Randle, not going to look too great in terms of hit rate for the year, 3 of 7 games. But I do like to see he's been right around this mark, obviously in a different situation than last year over in Minnesota. But you can see all this green for Chicago, who's not a great defense. And they're coming off a back-to-back, so potentially their defense struggling a little bit more than usual. 24th in points allowed, rebounds allowed 28th. If you go to the power forward position, really, really good here too. 29th and 26th, so definitely a good spot here for Julius Randle, so obviously sliding into that power forward position. And we can see the head-to-head did play them last year once and had a huge game, 35-6. So he's seen this team before. This was, again, back in January. And again, he was on the Knicks, obviously. But yeah, Randall's obviously definitely capable of getting over this. Just got to knock down his shots. And again, hopefully this one stays close and he gets the normal minutes like he's been getting. 34 minutes essentially for the year, 33, I guess. So blowout here in a game they didn't play very well here. So yeah, been very, very close. Barring a blowout, hopefully he can stay on the floor for a decent amount of time. 2023, I might as well just point out he was very consistently going over this again on the Knicks, so totally different situation here. But again, the head-to-head, the matchup here, really what I'm looking for. Next up, let's go to the market value. Again, this is DG Fantasy. Didn't point that out earlier. You can check it out. Use my link in the description. You're going to get a discount on your first month. It's going to show us market value. This is probably the best way to bet. Sometimes those last 5 games, on PrizePicks that they show you don't matter really much at all. You can take a look at the head-to-heads. That's where outlier comes in. But market value, they know what's going on. FanDuel, DraftKings, these multi-million-dollar companies, some of these billion-dollar companies, they're setting their lines with algorithms, with experts. They know a lot more than we do. And they got a lot of firepower over here. So seeing what they're saying is a good way to, kind of base your bets off of. You don't have to go blindly off it, but it's a good thing to consider when you're saying, hey, I like this Randall line. Oh, and the books are favoring this line. Underdog and PrizePicks have it a little bit lower. That's a good spot for us. So 52.82% chance to hit. I want to point out, obviously, this is the same on PrizePicks, 27.5 and 27.5 over on Underdog, so nothing too crazy there. But yeah, great market value and the projection model. This is RotoWire. Check it out for free 2 days. Can't really beat that. Again, link in the description down below. But they're loving this one too, really loving this one. 30.24 is their projection on a 27.5 line. So those are the 2 plays for the NBA today. I do have a hockey slip pick that I'm going to show you guys real quick just to kind of fill out the 3-man over on Underdog. Another cool thing on Underdog is if you do a 3-man on Underdog, that's going to be a 6x rather than a 5x on PrizePicks. So another reason to try to check this out over on Underdog. But yeah, really rolling the dice here. Hopefully it's a closer game. And if both these guys see their minutes, I see them cash in today. And I know this is an NBA video, but again, only gave out 2 plays. So I want to give you guys something else that I'm seeing in terms of value. Sometimes we're not only going to the NBA, sometimes we're not only going to football. If there's value somewhere, I don't care what it is, ping pong, cricket, Rocket League, I'm going to be attacking it. So Jonathan Marchessault, I think this is really good value, 2.5 shots on goal. Again, here's the slip for Underdog. I want to point out 120 as opposed to 100 in terms of payout for 3-man. So I never do 3-mans on PrizePicks. I'll only ever do a 3-man over on Underdog because it's a better payout. And let's just really quick take a look at Marchessault. So 2.5 shots on goal, really good hit rate for the year, 77% of games. Some of these games he's absolutely crushing this line. Dating back to last year, this isn't new for him. 64% of games he went over this. He's going up against Florida, who's middle of the road in terms of shots on goal allowed, but the head-to-head really good, 3 and 6. So definitely has crushed that, averaging 4.5 shots on goal against this specific team. Market value as well, also loving this one, 53.32% chance to hit. A lot of books heavily favoring this, minus 149 on Pinnacle, which is supposed to be the sharpest sportsbook out there. So that's really good to see. And last but not least, the projection model over here, loving this line too. 3.18 is their projection on this one. So again, NBA video, but wanted to point out some more value for you guys. Again, just because I don't have a ton of plays out for today. So definitely go light in the NBA today. Definitely look at some NFL Thursday Night Football for tonight because I think there's going to be value there. And again, if you're interested in the community, definitely check out the link down below. You can join us. We're always talking sports, talking different props, talking to different lines. And again, we're not robots out here. We're always having, poking fun at people when they're not playing well. We'll definitely rip the guy to shreds. And then if a guy is playing well that we're going to celebrate our wins all together. So it's a lot of fun, and definitely check us out. Again, link in the description down below. Dub Club link. Sign up through Dub Club and then link your Discord account. And then remember, you can get in plenty of ways for free if you want to sign up for Underdog. If you're not on that, use my code RichPicks. Let me know in the comments or get in touch with me somehow, and I'll give you a free month of my Discord. You can get multiple free months too. We have Betr, which has given us discounts every single day. Sleeper's been giving us discounts, and they've been cashing really, really good. Chalkboard, Dabble, the other ones. And of course, if you're not on PrizePicks, it's a free month anytime you use my code. So yeah, November has not been great for me. I'm not going to, again, sugarcoat it, but we're going to turn it around some point. We've been through this before where there's going to be lulls. And if people are saying they're winning every single day, they're just lying to you. So I like to be transparent over here. Sometimes, does that hurt me? Or are people going to roast me? Potentially, I don't really care. But again, we've been here before and we're going to break out of this slump. So again, super light day for the NBA. Super excited for Thursday Night Football and might throw in some hockey plays. The day that we only had hockey, we actually cashed a 4-man for a 10x, which is pretty sweet. So yeah, if you're new around here, definitely go ahead and subscribe. Again, check out the links in the description down below, like I always have to say. Leave a comment, subscribe if you're new, all those different things. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.